As she watched her current house full of children grow older, Vanessa decided that maybe Lilith was right. Older men were unreliable as donors, if for no other reason than this. They were prone to dying and not being there for her children. And one by one they were growing up. First Erica and then Morticia became teenagers. They were both as beautiful as she imagined they would be. In addition to her family gatherings, where her brother Victor and the older children came to visit her, she frequently hosted nights for the fathers, her vampiric children, to come and hang out as well. Since they were the fathers of her blood children, they got to spend time with them, and when they weren't receiving more vampiric training from her. Watching Morticia bond with Mortimer made her realize that the child now growing inside her would grow up without a father. And watching the sad case of Ted Roswell made her realize that her Theodore might be better off without his. It was a dilemma, to be sure. Poor Ted Roswell. Little Gunnar soon grew up as well, leaving toddlerhood behind for the life of a child. He was still best buddies with Theodore, and they often did schoolwork together. Even though Theodore had a bit of a mean streak, he still took time to spend with his brother and help him with school. Eventually, he grew up as well and became a handsome young teenage boy. Vanessa saw very little of his father in him. Indeed, he resembled more the Bartletts in looks and personality, and thankfully had none of Ted's erratic behaviors. With 3 teenagers around the house, Vanessa had plenty of help for a while, which was good, because she did give birth to the next baby, a daughter whom Geoffrey Landgrab never got to meet, him being dead. She named him Geoffine. Her Geoffine. It is an old-fashioned name, blending from 2 different ones, to create something in tribute to her dead father. And with all the money from her art classes and her less than legal side job as an art forger, she was able to make additions to the house. A greenhouse for the plasma fruit. Theodore often helped clean up the yard, although he did try to mop up the grass once or twice, and the girls took turns picking up dirty dishes and doing the laundry. Not without peril, however, as poor Erica found out as she accidentally got set on fire while trying to add clothing to the dryer. Why did these things keep happening? Was there some force trying to make it impossible for Vanessa to reach her goal and lift the curse of her family? Did the cosmos have it in for the Bartletts? Well, she asked herself these questions. Vanessa began the search for the next donor. She found him at a meeting of her art class, a handsome and rich young man by the name of Orange Baileymoon. Orange. Oh, well, he was famous, and famous people had weird names sometimes. Orange was easy enough to befriend and get to know, but like Geoffrey before him, he was a bit of a prude when it came to the whole coffin situation. Clearly, he had enough spice in his life that a coffin was just too freaky to woo-hoo in. Thankfully, she still had that bed, that terribly unused bed. Afterwards, Vanessa turned him, gave him his rose, and sent him on his merry way, all the while trying to figure out what kind of tribute name she could give to someone whose father had the unfortunate name of Orange. Orange. Yeah, rich people were just nuts. In the meantime, little Leilani was ready for her birthday. They had cake and ice cream, not that Vanessa or the teenagers took any part of that. That was just for the babies.